President, if I can just defend FEMA a little bit.
Yeah.
They brought thousands of people in. I don't know how they're doing in other states. They're doing a good job for us here. They've got a huge center that's open from 9 in the morning till 8 at night. But also, when you have a disaster this size, you need to be able to deploy thousands of people, which they've been able to do. Now, California, if we did it on our own, maybe we'd have thousands of people.
You do.
But if Rhode Island has a Palisades disaster, are they then supposed to keep
How many people do you have in California? 36? How many million? How many million people do you have?
But
you have 40 million people. You're not going to get a few thousand people. The problem with FEMA is they come from all over the country. They end up in arguments with your people from California because they want to do it a totally different way. And I can live either way, but you haven't gotten very much done with FEMA and all you have to do is look at North Carolina. It's one of the great disasters of all time.
And Mr. President, you can't have Rhode Island maintain a staff of thousands and thousands of people waiting to see if they have a disaster.
You know who came in and fixed North Carolina or the process? Other states, people from all over the country came. And you have the same thing. You have a lot of people from all over the country. Getting the people is not a problem. Getting the organization is a big problem. FEMA's incompetently run, and it costs about 3 times more than it should cost.
I'm hoping
we can spend money on schools instead of giving money to bureaucracy. It takes you so much longer.
Mr. President,
it takes you so much longer
FEMA for helping our people.
FEMA has a standard, Brad, and I'm a builder. I was a very good builder. FEMA has a standard that's so slow. They want permit on permit on permit, and then they want permits on top of that. If you use FEMA, you'll be here for a long time. What I'm saying is get the city, get the state to give you immediate 24-hour permits. These people.
Trump said, stop talking about FEMA and let's get this stuff done. I loved it. I loved it. When was the last time we saw Biden do a press conference like this? I don't think we ever saw him do anything like that.
Never. He doesn't have that capacity. But let me tell you, these career bureaucrats are going to get enough of coming for Trump. They're going to walk over and limp back. He's not here to play with them. And I love all of the energy that he's saying. Do you know who you are? We know who FEMA is. We're still waiting for you to get it together from Katrina, let alone some of the more, current things that have happened. I truly, truly wish that other department heads of these agencies are watching this saying, I might need to get myself together. I may not actually need to work on my mission. That is the goal. But Trump is not here to play with them. I swear, FEMA has done a horrible job. Full stop. And I don't think any American would disagree with that. North Carolina still looks like a terror zone. California is allegedly going to have an Olympics, but where? It can't be in Los Angeles. Where are they going to put it? Because their own mayor is saying, well, she's going to wait a couple of weeks before she allows you to even clean up your own property. What about the public spaces? It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy.
We should note, again, and you and I have said this in the air many times, there is no evidence that Joe Biden was, involved in any wrongdoing.
Of course, want to note that there is no evidence that Joe Biden or Hunter Biden has done anything wrong.
I just want to reiterate.
And let's be clear for the viewers.
There is no evidence Biden did anything wrong.
Governor, you got a second?
Literally talking to the president right now to specifically answer the question of what we can do for you and your daughter.
Can I hear it? Can I hear your call? Because I don't believe it.
This is why independent media is so important. Thanks to people like you, patriots who love America and stand for truth, we're making a difference. Together, we've turned them off, called them out for their lies and propaganda, and held them accountable for their disdain for God-fearing, freedom-loving Americans like us. But we can't stop here. It's time to take action with our dollars. Let's make 2025 the year we double down on our commitment to values-driven choices. Vote with your dollars. Support Made in America. Back companies that honor our families, faith, and country. We found an exciting way to make this switch, and we want you to join us. Check out www.popandswitch.com and click Yes, I Want to Make the Switch. It's that easy. It's time to walk away from corporations like BlackRock and Vanguard that undermine our principles. Let's invest in America. Let's support businesses that share our love for this country. You don't have to take on everything at once, but you can start here. Join us in making this one small yet powerful step. Visit www.popandswitch.com. Click the link and schedule a call with our team to learn how you can make the switch. Together, we can create real change. Yeah, I agree. We have Mark Slater with the $5 super chat. All right. He says, y'all should have let those guys fight in the parking lot. I know. And they say women are the emotional ones, right? We're not.
Right. Listen, that was a lot. And the crazy thing about it is I think both men made some valid points, but it was hard to kind of catch in because there was so much vitriol. I mean, like, it's like watching two people who are already having a fight and you walk into the middle of the conversation like, oh,
Right.
I don't necessarily belong in this space.
Right. But as far as Trump is concerned, I think one of the major differences here, he's talking, as you mentioned, Nicole, to lifelong career bureaucrats. They've been in government most of their lives. They've never worked in private industry. They've never created anything. Business owners, they have to deal with a lot of different things. They create things. Trump is dealing with bureaucrats, and he's sitting here telling them, look, I've run Fortune 500s, multiple businesses. I was a builder. You all can't tell me anything. You're trying to lead us. You're trying to give us a bunch of crap. I know that what can be done, and I know how long it takes. And that's what he did there.
I think that's a beautiful thing when you have a leader who has expert opinions because he's done it, and not only done it, but done it successfully several times. You can't sell him this thing that it's going to take, 7 days or a little bit more to allow these people back on the property. There's no reason why they can't go on the property now. They own the property. They should not be, and it's not like they're looting anything from these houses that are completely burned to the ground. They just want to clean up their lot so they can get their lives back, so their children can go back to some semblance of normalcy, if ever, right? But having your own elected officials tell you, no, I don't think I'll let you back on your property to clean up after your fire. Can you imagine?
No, you can't imagine. And that's why so many people were agreeing with the way Trump handled that conversation and the discussion. And even so much so, the ladies of The View got into it, talking about it. They were arguing back and forth. This is clip 7 of them talking about Trump taking control of in his voice. And who is the leader now of the Democrat Party?
Oh my goodness, that's why Democrats lost. No one talks like that. No one in the Union Hall talks about the corporate oligarchs and the tech industrial complex. You need to talk like a real human being. And for all the criticisms...
Who do you think is that person? Who do you give me an idea?
Real quick, for all the criticisms I have of Donald Trump, he speaks like real people speak. They're taking advantage of you. They're ripping you off.
Yeah,
they're not
right.
using that kind of language.
He speaks like an annoying person.
I think we do have a leader. I think that leader is Minority Leader of the House, Hakeem Jeffries. So there is no question that there is a leader. He's from Brooklyn. He speaks with his New York Brooklyn accent. I went to college with him. I know him extremely well. And he talks real talk. And I have a completely different take on this. I think the Democrats are actually falling in line as opposed to fighting with each other. We just saw the Democrats, many Democrats, cross the aisle and work with Republicans on the Lake and Riley Act. And that act is basically going to allow undocumented immigrants, to be deported even if they are accused of a crime.
Even if just accused.
Just accused of a crime.
Legal immigrants? No.
Undocumented. And I have to say, that's something that most Democrats don't agree with. But they got in line because they know that they need to listen to the American people. They need to pass something that they may not want to pass. And they know that in 18 months, they will take control of the House. And it won't be Minority Speaker Jeffries. It will be Majority Speaker Jeffries.
Okay. So,
first of all, it was 12 Democrats 12 Democrats who voted for the Laken Riley Act. Let's be clear. And to be very, very clear, Hakeem Jeffries does talk a lot of shit, and it's probably the shit that Sonny likes, but it's nothing that anyone else likes. Our former governor here in Maryland, Mr. Rain Tax himself, Martin O'Malley, is running to be DNC chair. And if that doesn't frighten, Democrats across the nation, nothing will. This man has not met a tax he's not willing to levy. He actually taxed the rain.
Yeah.
In Maryland. The rent, it comes out of the sky for free. Not here in Maryland, you need to pay for that. I told him, turn mine off. I got my own water, fam. I don't. You keep the rain. I'm good over here, family. I'm not doing this with you. This is the reason why in deep blue Maryland, where Republicans are outnumbered almost 10-1, he got creamed by Larry Hogan. By Larry Hogan. This is definitely something that, as they scramble around and try to look for leadership, they don't really have any moderate people. They don't really have someone that's kind of in the middle that can walk that line. Hakeem Jeffries is just as liberal as Sonny Hostin is.
Right.
Just as liberal as she is.
We have a super chat here from Gimpy who says Hakeem Jeffries is Timu Obama. So Obama. Yeah, he is.
He is. The Sheen version.
Yeah. And just in that discussion proves our point. So you have here, first, you have Sonny saying Hakeem Jeffries talks just like the rest of us because he has an accent, which that doesn't mean anything. No, they're talking about the phrasing and the vocabulary and things that he uses, and point proven. Joy couldn't understand what she was saying because she kept saying undocumented migrant or undocumented immigrant. It's illegal. But this is what we're talking about. Nobody's saying undocumented migrants except for these leftists. We know they are illegal. And just like DeSantis said in a presser last week, the actual verbiage in our laws is illegal immigrant or
it's illegal alien. Trump made that very clear. All the way up to, I'll probably say 2010, they were illegal aliens.
Illegal aliens, right. And Trump he brought it back to that.
Absolutely. Because listen, one thing we're not going to do is tap dance around the issues that we're having with people coming here and committing egregious crime. I'm not talking about stealing a loaf of bread. I'm talking raping, pillaging, setting women on fire on a subway train. That kind of thing is unconscionable to the American public. And the one thing that Sonny did get right, Democrats have got to find a way to wrap their head around that America won't tolerate that. Right. Now, they've quite not done it. They're not quite there yet. They're really not, because only 12 Democrats voted for the Laken Riley Act.
And you read what she said. She said that they voted, but they didn't really like it. They didn't really want it. So what does that say? They're phony. They're liars. Why would Americans want to support that? You don't believe in it, but you voted for it because you want to win an election. It's just phony.
And listen, in 18 months, if she thinks the Dems are going to take over the House, I've got news for her. The way they're doubling down on dumb, they may never see leadership again, probably for the next 10, 15 years. It's going to take a lot for them to kind of separate themselves from the far fringes of their party. We used to have what we called blue dog Democrats, right? These are people who are maybe born into a Democrat family, sometimes vote Democrat, but mostly votes Republican, traditionalist people, centrist, if you will. They don't exist anymore.
No, they don't.